Ladies and gentlemen, when we last saw JoJo, she was having a dilemma, a crisis if you will. Does she want to keep James Taylor or does she want to keep Alex? Turns out she wanted to keep them both, and after tonight's episode, I really don't understand why. Her first one-on-one date of the evening saw her going out with 4-foot himself, good old Alex. And Alex hasn't really impressed me because he spent so much of his time trying to flex his chest and act tough with Chad as opposed to trying to get to know this woman. And we saw probably one of the most painful things you can see on a date. The nothing in common. The two of them are sitting in this vehicle and they're driving along and it's crickets. It's uncomfortable crickets. You're out with a woman who's pretty much making out with every other guy and you guys have nothing to talk about. Well, eventually there was some kissing and there was some hugging and it seemed to be getting a little better, but then what happens? He went and blew it. He talked himself out of a situation because he sits down with this woman that earlier he had nothing to say to, and he says, I think I'm falling in love with you. And normally that's, cause for a woman to get excited, for her to blush, for her to call her friends, for her to send out a tweet, a Facebook post, an Instagram, whatever. But in this case, she looked at him and she's like, yeah, I don't really feel that way about you. And then he was crushed, and rightfully so. He put himself out there only for the door to be slammed in his face, and I don't get it, because a couple weeks ago, you were this close to being eliminated. And then you come back with I think I'm falling in love with you? Too soon. Anyways, it's sad to see somebody's heart broken, but at the same token, I don't know where he's coming from with the whole I think I'm falling in love with you, because they really didn't have a lot of time together. Anyways, the night went on and it was pretty much what you would expect. She went on a one-on-one date with Jordan. It was very nice and romantic. He opened up about his brother and their relationship, and she seemed to love that. He said all of the right things, which of course she loved that as well. Then they got into some tub. They stomped some grapes. They drank the grape juice. Then they made out a little bit as they got into like a pool or whatever. And then next thing you know, he's of course secure and everything's fine. A few weeks ago, I said on a blog, somebody likes you if they'll walk 40,000 steps with you. I guess love is going to be tested by whether or not somebody will get into a bucket, stomp on grapes with you, and then you guys can drink each other's funky foot grape juice. So there's that. What else happened on this episode? Oh, you want to talk about weird? I thought that was weird until I saw this. In one bed, you had JoJo, you had Chase, you had Robbie, and you had James Taylor, all cuddling together, watching the Brazilian version of The Bachelor. Now, I'm all for them getting together and watching TV, but I'm going to put up an image here, and I'm pretty secure in my manhood, but I don't understand what I'm seeing here. Look at the hand placement of James Taylor and tell me what in the world is going on here. Just a bizarre situation. I did feel bad for James Taylor, though. Of course, he got sent home. I'm sorry, I'm fighting like a sore throat and I don't want to start coughing through this blog. James Taylor, of course, pretty much put himself out there. He's like, listen, I know you've got stronger connections with other people, but it's okay. I feel good in what we've got. The same way that she sent home Alex before him going through the whole rose ceremony, she should have done the same thing with James Taylor. Unfortunately, she didn't. And just to show you that I'm going to miss James Taylor, I've got a little tribute for him.
I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend.
You thought you found a friend in JoJo, but no.
But I always thought that I'd see you again.
He thought that he'd see JoJo again, but she sent him home. Sorry, I just thought it would be nice to have the real James Taylor serenade the Bachelorette James Taylor. And if I didn't have my iPad right here, I would dump some of this for our fallen homie. I do feel bad for James Taylor. He put himself out there like he was legitimately out there with her, and it didn't seem like it was fake or forced like it did with Alex and some of the other people. Like, he genuinely cared for this woman, and she just absolutely crushed him. But the interesting thing is, it just goes to show again, when it comes to her, nice guys aren't going to finish first, which is sad. So basically what we've got left is we've got Luke, we've got Chase, we've got Jordan, and we've got Robbie. We've got 4 variations of pretty much the same Ken doll. At the end of it, I'm 100% convinced that Jordan is gonna be there. I don't see Jordan not being the person that she picks. Now, I know before I said that the big reason that I thought that she was going to pick Jordan is the whole tie-in with Aaron Rodgers, and I didn't realize that Jordan and Aaron aren't as close as I thought they were. But even taking that out of it, her reaction to Jordan is beyond anything I've seen her with the other guys. And not to be, not to be the I told you so guy, but do you notice the 2 guys who got sent home tonight were 2 guys when she sat and talked to, her leg was crossed away from them? Just saying. What did you think of tonight's episode, and who do you think is going to be, I guess, in her last 2? CFL_fan on Twitter, Facebook.com/WittyWhittier, and WittyWhittier.com. I appreciate you taking the time to check this out. I guarantee my cold will be under control, if not gone, by next week. Thanks so much, and I'll see you then. Bye.